The story of the history of the Americas can hardly be told without a mention of Christopher Columbus and his expedition across the Atlantic. But is Christopher Columbus truly the hero of the story of America's origin? In this video, we re-examine Columbus' expedition to America, his brutal exploits, and why there is a call to abolish the Columbus Day that has been celebrated since the late 1930s. Welcome to Ancient Insights. On October 12, 1492, after sailing across the Atlantic Ocean, Italian adventurer Christopher Columbus spotted a Bahamian island and believed he has reached East Asia. On the same day, his voyage landed on the island and claimed the territory for the Catholic monarchs, Queen Isabella I and King Ferdinand II of Spain, who funded his endeavor to establish a Western Ocean passage to China, India, and Asia's famed gold and spice islands. While you are still here, remember to like this video and subscribe to Ancient Insights. Thank you. Columbus was born in Genoa in Italy in 1451. Little is known about his childhood. However, growing up on the coast of Liguria in northwestern Italy, he went to sea at a young age and traveled widely, as far north as the British Isles and as far south as what is now Ghana. Eventually, as a marine entrepreneur, he developed obsession with the prospect of establishing a western maritime route to Cathay in China, India, and Asia's gold and spice islands. At that time, Europeans had no direct sea connection to Southern Asia, and the route via Egypt and the Red Sea, as well as other land routes, were blocked to Europeans by the Ottoman Empire. However, Columbus and most others underestimated the extent of the world, assuming that East Asia must be located roughly where North America is on the map. They were unaware of the existence of the Pacific Ocean, believing that only the Atlantic Ocean lies between Europe and the world of the East Indies. Columbus met with King John II of Portugal and sought to persuade him to support his enterprise of the Indies, as he named his plan. He was turned down. Thereafter, he went to Spain. Here, he was turned down again at least twice by King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. However, with the Spanish conquest of the more rich kingdom of Granada on January 1492, the Spanish monarch now agreed to support or sponsor his trip. Columbus set off from Palos in Spain on August 3, 1492 with three tiny ships, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, and the Nina. On October 12th, the expedition made landings most likely on Watling Island in the Bahamas. Later that month, Columbus spotted Cuba, which he thought was mainland China, and in December, the crew arrived on Hispaniola, which Columbus mistook for Japan. With 39 of his soldiers, he established a small colony in this area. In March 1493, the explorer returned to Spain with gold, spices, and Indian captives and was received with the highest honors by the Spanish court. He was the first European to explore the Americas since the 10th century, when the Vikings established settlements in Greenland and Newfoundland. During his lifetime, Columbus undertook 4 journeys to the supposed New World, visiting different Caribbean islands, the Gulf of Mexico, and the South and Central American mainlands. But he never achieved his initial ambition of establishing a Western Ocean route to Asia's major cities. Columbus died in 1506 without recognizing the magnitude of what he had accomplished. He had found for Europe the New World, the riches of which would help in making Spain the wealthiest and most powerful nation on the planet during the following century. He also unleashed centuries of horrific colonialism, the transatlantic slave trade, and oversaw the death of millions of Native Americans. In 1937, Columbus was recognized with a government holiday in the United States. Since 1991, hundreds of towns and a rising number of states have observed Indigenous Peoples Day, a holiday commemorating Native American history and accomplishment. Not by chance, you would say, but the event generally falls on Columbus Day, the second Monday in October, or in some instances completely substitutes the holiday. But why is Indigenous Peoples Day replacing Columbus Day, you may want to ask. As modern historians began to dispel illusions about Columbus, they portray a picture of a terribly dented man who, as a short-lived governor of Hispaniola, now Dominican Republic and Haiti, ordered the slavery and slaughter of many local Taino people. When Columbus and his crew landed in West Indies during the height of the slave trade, they forced the Tainos to labor on plantation and gold mines, and they sent others to Spain to be sold for slavery. As governor, he ordered the brutal crackdown on any form of unrest or dissent. In the light of this, some have contended that the celebration ignores Columbus' slavery of Native Americans, while crediting him with discovering a location where people were already living. Early Italian immigrants who faced severe discrimination had excellent cause to admire the seafarer from Genoa in Italy. Putting an Italian face on one of the heroes of the story of America's origin offered them a strong symbol of their own Americanness, while the Columbus Day celebration provided them with a national platform to bask reflectively on his brilliance and celebrate their heritage. However, when modern historians begin to highlight the terrible legacy of the explorer, particularly in relation to native communities and cultures, proposal to abolish Columbus Day or replace it with Indigenous Peoples Day turned the yearly celebration of Italian pride into a source of controversy. Beginning in the 1970s, there were proposals to replace Columbus Day with Indigenous Peoples Day, a day to commemorate both the persecution and contribution of those who settled in the continent long before Columbus' arrival. Native leaders and communities emphasized the long-term harmful effects of Columbus' exploration on indigenous people. Protests and requests for the removal of Columbus statues like the one in Manhattan have also occurred. Over the last few decades, many cities in America have passed laws to abolish Columbus Day and replaced it with Indigenous Peoples Day. However, members of the Italian American community have constantly defended the festival day. While members of the Italian American communities do not exonerate Columbus of his crimes, they are however of the opinion that the holiday's true meaning, Italian American cultural pride, should not be sacrificed. So, what is your thought on this? Is Christopher Columbus truly the hero he has long been portrayed to be? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Remember to book the like button on this video and subscribe to Ancient Insights. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.